Well, sustainability for me is about the short and long-term balance of interests between personal, social, environmental, and economic interests. It's about how we live today, and it's about where we're going tomorrow, and is therefore a moving target. There's no fixed definition because it moves according to time, place, and personal motivation. Take, for example, China. If you and I look at child labor in China, we may say that that's not sustainable. And at the same time, you could speak to somebody in China and ask them how they look at it. And they would say that they may think that it is sustainable if a child is also provided with housing and education. That may be a much more sustainable option than if the child is begging on the streets. So it depends on what perspective that you take. There's been so many discussions and definitions, so it's important to just make sure that all those elements are part of it. Yes, we did. We decided to change the 3 Ps, people, planet, profit, to person, people, planet, prosperity. Well, the first P for person was the most important change because we wanted to have the individual as being the central person that makes sure that sustainability happens or doesn't, because in all the decisions and choices and actions that the individual does, it determines whether sustainability is created or not. The other aspect is prosperity. We found that profit is a too limited term. We find that profit is a part of prosperity, but it's not only the short-term profit, it's also the long-term profit. And we take into account, for example, reputation of an organization as a benefit, as part of prosperity, but also customer, employee satisfaction, good health. There are all kinds of other aspects which you can also include in that term. Well, a company can integrate sustainability within their organization through sustainable leadership. And that means basically getting all kinds of people at all levels within the organization to make new decisions. It means integrating sustainability into the core business of the organization and all the decision-making process. That is basically not only a task for CSR departments, and it's not only a task for sponsoring departments. It's about bringing sustainability back into all the core activities that a company does. It means bringing it into personnel policy, but also into marketing and sales, into business development, all kinds of areas where sustainability should be a part and where it's brought into the decision-making process. I mean, take, for example, what we used to do and we still do, and there's nothing wrong with it, but to sponsor a village, for example, in Peru, to make sure that they have water. And at the same time, we're spilling lots of water and pulling, drawing it down the toilet in our own country, or using energy completely inefficiently. It's about bringing it really close by to the things that we're doing ourselves. And at the end of the day, it's about an organization and the leaders within it creating this positive impact on the 4 Ps, on person, people, planet, and prosperity, which means in that way it can be integrated in everything that is done by that organization. The challenge of leaders today and tomorrow is getting sustainability into the DNA of the organization.
Perfect.
I think we kind of reached the dead end where we are now already back at school. Because I think at school we learned so much to use our heads and not to develop our IQ and not to develop our EQ. Our emotional aspect and also our creative side. And no, we didn't really pay much attention to what we're really passionate about, what we really liked. So if you're good in something mental, then that was very much strengthened, and that's the direction that we ended up going. You see also that, for example, if somebody was good at maths, that now maybe they ended up becoming a banker. Now I know a lot of bankers, and a lot of them I speak to are not very happy about their job. And at the same time, they have these great financial packages that they don't want to let go. They don't want to let go of the organization that they work for, the security, the home, the whole package, everything that goes along with it. So what we're seeing now is that a lot of people are unmotivated and unhappy with their jobs, and at the same time they won't let go. So what we're seeing is that all these, that people need to go basically to a new direction and to create sort of new jobs and new work. And we need a lot of innovation. We need these new products and services that we talked about before. All these new green jobs that are supposed to come are asking people to let go of their old job that they had and be willing to step up to something new. But it's also asking, are you willing to develop yourself in such a way that you're able to do that, to make that shift and to provide that added value once you do follow the path of what you're also more passionate about. That's true. We help people find their internal drive and their passion, and what we notice is that once you do that, there's a very logical link also to sustainability, because at the end of the day, people want to be proud of where they've worked, they want to be proud of what they've left behind, and they want to be innovative, and they want to do things that lead to, you know, a better world. I once heard this quote, which was, don't ask what the world needs from you, ask what you need to come alive, because the world needs you to come alive. And that's what sustainability is about for me. It's not just a question of helping the poor world which is suffering, it's more a question of doing what I'm really passionate about and being able to feel that it makes sense, that it has some kind of purpose. And a lot of people are looking for that purpose in their life, that they're doing a job that they like and that they're proud of. Free trade and organically grown, there wouldn't be enough. So what sustainable leadership asks is to go a step further. And a step further means to partner with people inside and outside, particularly outside the organization, to create these new services and these new goods, amongst others, coffee. Well, in order to do that, you can create sustainability joint adventures. And those sustainability joint adventures are partnerships by which you create and innovate in sustainability. Sustainability joint adventures are ideal tools to create these new products and these new services. And that's what makes sustainability an ideal which is not beyond reach. Because it's actually about, well, creative innovation, it's about a profitable opportunity, and it's actually fun because you end up working together with people outside the organization to come up with completely new things.